never take women too serious. And I know a lot of you guys struggle with taking women too serious because you are just naturally a hard lover. But, you know, I used to take women too serious. But after I went through something, you know, it put me back down to the balance. So now I don't take women too serious. You know, say if a woman, she flakes on you, don't take her too serious. You know, don't hit her up or go crazy and text her. Just delete the number immediately. Just delete her number. If she flake on you or if she ghosts you and then try to come back into your life and she says hi, don't say nothing back. Just delete the number. You guys got to stop taking women too serious. Because when you take women too serious, that you give women power. They have power over you when you take them too serious. Because, you know, any little thing she says, you know, it tends to trigger you. It tends to get you all bent up out of shape, you know, and emotional. And guys, you're really not supposed to let a woman trigger you. You're supposed to just take women, you know, you're supposed to see them as like kids. And you the adult. You got to be the adult when you're dealing with a woman. And let her be the child. Let her take you too serious. Not you taking her too serious. You got to reverse that back on her. You know, that female psychology, you got to reverse it back on her. Never take women too serious. You know, if a woman says something to you, she's trying to argue with you, just make one statement. Say what you want to say and then leave or don't say nothing else. Because, you know, let's just look at it this way. This is how I look at it when a woman tries to argue with me. Psychologically, I'm thinking, well, she can't beat me up, so I'm just going to ignore what she's saying. That's how you got to look at it. Never take women too serious. Because they will try to do different things to trigger you, to try to punch your buttons or try to, you know, provoke your emotions just to see if they can get you out of your masculine frame. Guys, do not let women do that to you. You know, you should never take women too serious. That's just like, you should never be head over heels for a woman after you done watching this video ever again. Because, you know, women, their loyalty is temporary. They come and go. So don't get, you know, angry because she left you, or don't get angry because she stopped texting you or she ghosted you out of nowhere. It's just a part of female nature. Never take women too serious. You guys got to understand that. This is how women is. This is how they operate. They use these different, you know, tests to try to test you just to see if she can get you in an emotional state. Never take women too serious. That's why I suggest you guys to get on semen retention. Because when you get on semen retention, you definitely don't, you know, you be on it long enough. You definitely, like, you look at women as like, you look at them as normal creatures. You don't, you know, you don't overvalue them. You value yourself more than you value them. You know, you don't let women manipulate you when you want semen retention. That's just not happening if you want it for long enough. If you've been on semen retention for like a month or two, you know that can't happen. It just can't happen. It's just like you in a total different mind frame. You know, your body just is different now. You have transitioned into becoming a more masculine man. So until when you get on semen retention, you're never going to take women too serious. That's why I suggest you guys to get on semen retention. And retain for not just weeks, try months. Retain for months. And see how, you know, how it puts you back in your masculine energy. It puts you back in your frame. You know, when you want to become that virile man that's amongst men, you need to get on semen retention. And you will never ever take women serious ever again. if you on semen retention. You know, you would just see them as like something, just somebody just to hang around with, play with, just, have fun with, and that's it. Just have fun with women. Don't take them too serious. And if you're on semen retention, my brothers, we know we ain't getting relationships with women. We just having fun with them. We flirt with them, we play with them, but we do not have sexual intercourse. We're not trying to smash them. We have discipline. We only take it so far. And for you new guys to this channel, if you want to know, more about semen retention and women, follow this channel, because I have a lot of knowledge to help you guys out. And that's what I genuinely want to do. But never, ever take women too serious. When you start taking women too serious, you feel some type of way, about what they do, how they interact with you, how they interact with other guys. You tend to, you might feel insecure or jealous if a certain woman is talking to another guy. You feel like that because you're taking women too serious. You got to understand, these women for everybody. They're for the streets. We live in a, in a very dysfunctional world full of, dysfunctional females. A lot of these females, they wasn't raised right. They wasn't raised properly. A lot of these females was raised to be, you know what I'm saying? They was raised to, sell their bodies to different men. So they wasn't raised right at all. They just for everybody. They just a monkey branch. So you never take a woman too serious. Don't get angry just because, she didn't text you back in a couple of hours or in a day. You got to accept that that's just a part of female nature. Remember, when it come down to women, you can't take them too serious. And when it come down to women as well, some things you might not understand about women, but it's just meant to be accepted about them. You might not understand everything about women, but some things you just have to accept about them. And what you have to accept about them, that you never take them too serious. You never let them, get you all out of shape, or you thinking she's the one. No, she's not. Mostly all these women in this day and age, in this society, they're single, even if they're in a relationship. Like I said before, a lot of these women, they smashing 2 or 3 dudes a week. I'm just saying. I'm just being honest. So you never take women too serious. Don't be discouraged by women. Just because she rejected you. Women reject a lot of men. I've been rejected before myself. And a lot of you dudes can, say that I'm not a bad, my looking person, my appearance. So we all get rejected. This is why you never take them too serious, and you never get in your feelings with them. You got to stay masculine, stay cold. You got to have that don't care attitude when it comes down to women. You got to always think that she's talking to someone else, another guy on the side. You never take women too serious. Remember, guys, the more you care, the less she cares. You notice that? Every female that you took too serious, or serious in general, the more you cared, the less she cared. And this is true. You have to switch that back on them. And you got to start caring less. The more you care less, the more she cares. So y'all got to live for y'all. And stop, running behind women. Because you showing her that you care. It's okay to be around a woman, y'all talk and chill and have fun. But, you still got to be yourself. You do what you want to do, not what she wants to do. Don't never let her take the lead. Because you're falling, you're going down the wrong road. You're going down a dark road. And never invest money. Don't spend no money on them. Never do that. You know, the less you care, the more she cares. And I want you guys to never ever take women too serious. I hope this video helped you out with women, because this is just how they is. They like guys that act like they don't need them. You know, they like guys that don't need them. I'm not gonna say act. They like guys that, that's loners. That can be alone. They like guys that's focusing on them. So you focus on you and watch how women start taking you more serious. Remember, stay cold. And the less you care, the more she cares. And I always think she's talking to another guy. Even if you're flirting with her or whatever the case is. Just always think she's talking to another guy. And you're not the only one. Because that is 100% correct. Hope you guys got something out of this video. Stay on Semen Retention. Retain gang. It's Coleman.